Who was crazy until they were right all along? My sister Jenna kept saying our rental house was literally poisoning her, but everyone told her she was being dramatic. Even I thought she was losing it until she proved us all wrong in the most insane way possible. It started when Jenna moved into this cute little duplex on Maple Street. The rent was suspiciously cheap for the area, but she was broke after her divorce, so she jumped on it. Within 2 weeks, she started getting sick. Dizzy spells that made her grab walls. Weird rashes on her arms that looked like bug bites but weren't. Random nosebleeds that would just start while she was watching TV. She called the landlord, Mr. Rodriguez, and he sent over this maintenance guy who looked around for 5 minutes. Probably just stress from the move, he said. New environment and all that. When Jenna showed him the black spots growing on her bathroom wall, he literally shrugged and said, "That's just normal moisture buildup." I went over to help her clean one weekend, and honestly, the house seemed fine to me. A little musty maybe, but nothing crazy. When she started complaining about headaches and brain fog, I told her she was probably just adjusting to living alone after 15 years of marriage. Maybe see a therapist, I suggested. She gave me this look like I'd slapped her. The symptoms got worse. Jenna would call me crying, saying she couldn't concentrate at work and felt like she was going insane. Her coworkers started avoiding her because she looked terrible all the time. Pale, exhausted, these dark circles under her eyes. When she called maintenance again about the black spots spreading to other rooms, they told her to use some bleach and stop being so paranoid. That's when Jenna started documenting everything. Photos of every weird stain, every new black spot, every rash on her body. She kept a journal of her symptoms with dates and times. She even started recording videos of water dripping from the ceiling when it rained, showing how it pooled in weird places. Her apartment looked like a crime scene with all the evidence she was collecting. Our parents thought she was having a breakdown. "Honey, you're obsessing," Mom said during Sunday dinner. "Maybe you should move back home for a while." Dad just shook his head whenever Jenna brought up the house. "Some people are just more sensitive," he'd say, like she was being ridiculous. The breaking point came when Jenna's doctor found elevated levels of something called mycotoxins in her blood work. She'd been going to doctors for months, and they all said it was stress or anxiety. But this new doctor, Dr. Williams, actually listened. She told Jenna the levels suggested prolonged exposure to toxic mold. Jenna marched into Mr. Rodriguez's office with the test results. He looked at them for about 2 seconds and said, "This is probably psychosomatic. You're making yourself sick by worrying about nothing." He actually used those exact words, psychosomatic, like she was imagining her own blood work. That night, Jenna called me sobbing. "I'm not crazy," she kept saying. "I know something's wrong with that house." I felt terrible because I'd been dismissing her too. She sounded so desperate and broken down. That's when she made the decision that changed everything. She borrowed $3,000 from her credit card and hired a private environmental inspector. This guy, Tommy, showed up in a hazmat suit with all this fancy equipment. He spent 6 hours testing every inch of that house. What he found was absolutely horrifying. The air ducts were completely black with toxic mold. Behind the walls, under the carpet, in the ceiling tiles. The levels were so high that Tommy said it was dangerous to be in the house without protective gear. He'd never seen contamination that severe in a residential building. The kicker? Mr. Rodriguez knew. Tommy found evidence of previous water damage that had never been properly addressed. The cheap rent wasn't because he was being nice. It was because the house was literally uninhabitable, and he was renting it out anyway. Jenna sued and won a settlement that paid off her student loans and bought her a brand new car.